Hello everyone and welcome to GilBroz Gaming Channel. I am a dude and we're about to watch a video together. Okay guys, now Chris has raised it to my attention to have a look at this guy. So Con_Sweaty, he plays Conflict of Nations. And he's got a Namibia playthrough that I've been told to watch. As you can see, I had a quick look at some of his bits just to see what's going on. He is new to YouTube, so do head over to his channel. Give him some love, guys. Let's go. Chris has told me to watch the Namibia playthrough and see what we can learn.
Welcome to the solo series on the World War III map, where I'll play as
professional. So we will react to it as it goes and see.
Among the African countries, I chose Namibia instead of South Africa, despite their similar locations. The reason is that South Africa's capital is a coastal city, which makes it easy to attack from the sea, and I'll be focusing on Air Force strategy while the fighters must be well protected deep inland.
That's true.
The first thing I do is build army bases and recruiting offices and start researching recon vehicles.
Army bases and recruiting officers, and he's doing the armoured vehicles, recon vehicles.
I also began researching National Guard, but that was a mistake, because I won't have enough resources to build them anyway.
He makes that mistake, okay.
I send my troops to 2 points. My capital and a city near the border with Mozambique. Now, I put in orders on the market to buy fuel, electronics, and rare materials. If any of these offers get accepted, great, I'll need all those resources.
Okay. So he's buying about 1,000.
It's time to check on my neighbors. Judging by the lack of buildings, Angola seems to be an inactive player. Mozambique, however, has started building. Some players are already forming coalitions, and one of them includes South Africa, which means I need to take him out first.
Yeah, he's a bit further away. He's got Kenya as well. So they're not together, you got a bit of time.
My next move is to capture an AI nation using artillery.
Absolutely. No loss of life in that one.
South Africa already has military bases everywhere. Most likely, he is mobilizing motorized infantry or recon vehicles.
So he's not building any troops yet. Just doing his research. So he's getting that one up.
Now, I'm mobilizing recon vehicles and setting up a rally point in my capital, just in case I miss an attack.
Right, so he's got the paid extra.
If everything goes well, I'll use this stack to attack South Africa.
Security Council. If everything goes well, he'll use it to. So he's making a stack, and he's got his jet out, watching his harbour. Attack on South Africa, day 2.
The troops are already gathered at the border, waiting for my order to attack. Now is the perfect time to research air superiority fighters.
Why?
I'm sending infantry towards Johannesburg and artillery to Bloemfontein. The largest stack is heading to the capital. Additionally, one infantry unit is clearing out the easily accessible provinces in case of an enemy counterattack. To slow him down.
Yeah. Good idea. I like that he's managed to get everything in position before
sending anything.
In the news,
I noticed that South Africa captured an AI nation and also lost 1 infantry. This most likely means he sent a recon division from Johannesburg, leaving the city undefended, except for any new mobilizations.
Good point.
That is why I sent a recon vehicle from Francistown to Johannesburg. If there's only mobilization going on, the recon battalion should be able to destroy it without any issues.
Look how the jet's moving. Is that sped up?
I'm using a fighter to scout if there are any troops in the cities.
What is this map?
Meanwhile, I sent the artillery to a
Strange.
mountainous province to gain an attack bonus. As for the market, one of my offers was accepted, and I got rare materials at a low price.
Ah, so he set up the price he was willing to pay. That's a good idea.
Let's continue spying with the fighter. As we can see, troops in all cities are holding their positions.
How's this jet moving around like that?
So, it's just a matter of taking them out, one by one.
It's magical.
All the troops have reached their targets. A large recon division is fighting in the capital, artillery is bombing Bloemfontein, and the recon battalion is attacking Johannesburg. The infantry division in Bloemfontein lost one infantry unit. And, according to the news, only 2 are left.
Sweet.
Now, I'm checking the health of my recon vehicles. They've lost over 15 hit points in total, which
You
means
sent
I'll lose a
all of them.
unit in the next
Yeah.
attack.
Yeah, he sent all 6.
To avoid this, I split the division into 2 parts. After this, the units will survive, but they'll lose more hit points. Managing unit health is key to maintaining a high KD ratio. Meanwhile, the recon battalion successfully captured Johannesburg.
Nice.
I'm clearing out the surrounding provinces to help the morale in the city grow faster.
That's the way
On
to
the
do
4th day, South Africa woke up and began embarking troops from Durban, the city I had previously attacked with my 2 planes. I pressed an attack button to ensure my planes continue hitting the recon battalion, even at sea. This way, I can track its position and prevent any surprise attacks.
So he has built extra planes. You can see that we're on day 4 now. He's got
He
a
also
couple of
started
jets
moving
there.
a recon battalion towards my artillery. But he only captured 1 province and stopped.
You can get in behind him and take
This
the
made it
sea.
easy to destroy the 1st recon battalion, and then the 2nd one in Port Elizabeth, using my artillery. Thus, the war ended without any losses on my side.
Nice. Attack on Angola. So now he's done that.
It's
He's
the
moving
5th
on.
day. The artillery is finishing off the remnants of the recon battalion in East London. In my capital, I've started mobilizing elite attack aircrafts.
Elite.
This is literally the best unit for the early game. Additionally, I've begun constructing a hospital to heal my air force. While the
Nice.
air units are being built, I've sent infantry to capture provinces in Angola. On the 6th day, most of Angola's provinces have already been captured. Now it's time to research strike fighters.
God, that went
Later,
quick, didn't it?
I will use them in my air stacks to spread the damage between units and avoid losing them.
Air stacks. Hasn't said what research he's been doing or anything for a little while. So has he been upgrading his units?
1 elite attack aircraft
Don't
has
think
already
so.
been built. I'm now using it, along with fighters, to destroy troops in 2 cities at once by using patrol technique. Even a single elite attack aircraft will be enough to capture inactive nations. That is why, regardless of my future specialization, I always start with elite attack aircraft.
That
In
seems
my
like a
city
good
of
idea.
Francistown, I've already started building an airbase. I'll use it for attacking Mozambique and for future aircraft production.
Attack on Mozambique, day 7. Cool, he's expanding fast.
I've already started my attack on Mozambique and am striking a recon division in the city of Bulawayo. Angola is almost completely captured. Moreover, I've already sent infantries to take over provinces in Congo. Meanwhile, Chad has started approaching by capturing provinces in Congo. Additionally, he've already taken parts of Nigeria and Cameroon. In terms of infrastructure, Chad only stands out with 2 level 1 air bases. If he is using helicopters, he probably only has gunships at this point.
Good to note. Keep an eye on enemy cities to see what they're building.
In the diplomacy section, I found out that Chad is part of a coalition with Morocco and Algeria. Chad now controls 16 cities, meaning he is just as active as I am. The news shows that Chad is using a wing of fighters. Well, it's highly likely he is mixing air superiority fighters and gunships. I'm currently ranked 15th in the economic ranking, mainly because I started with just 5 cities. At the same time, Chad is positioned slightly higher. I've started researching naval air superiority fighters.
Okay.
In my city of Francistown, a level 2 airbase is already under construction, which I'll use for them and strike fighters. In the news, I saw that insurgents have already attacked today. This can be exploited. I'll send troops from captured cities where morale has already reached 29 or 30 points without waiting for it to rise to 34, since insurgents don't attack twice in one day. This is a good life hack to speed up the capturing of territories.
Interesting. They don't attack more than once in a day.
I was making good progress in Mozambique, but I had to shift focus to the northern flank because Chad has already moved close to Congo's capital, where there's an airbase he could use to attack me. I decided to capture the AI nation Cabinda and the island of Sao Tome. It can be a strategic spot to build an airfield. In the city of Beira, Mozambique's infantries are waiting for my elite attack aircraft stack. A brief time skip. I've completed the production of a naval air superiority fighter, 4 elite attack aircraft, and 2 air superiority fighters. Not bad at all.
4 elites.
In my capital, I've already started mobilizing a strike fighter and queued the construction of a level 3 hospital. I've also started researching level 2 air superiority fighters and naval strike fighters.
Oh.
Meanwhile, there are hardly any free provinces left between me and Chad.
Going very heavy on Air Force.
That's why I'm building an airfield to reach him. I'm short on components.
He's just going to buy some.
So I'll buy them on the market.
His finances are really low.
I'll set the construction of a level 2 military base to begin mobilizing radars. You will see the attack on Kenya and the confrontation with Chad in the next part.
Mobilizing radars. Okay. Interesting. So now we've got part 2. Let's just let it play.
Welcome to the second part of the solo campaign as Namibia. I've cleared out Mozambique's troops in all cities except Pemba, and now I'm clearing the remaining provinces.
Day 9. It's
also,
already taken out 3.
I successfully captured Congo's capital and disrupted Chad's invasion.
Spreading out across Mozambique.
Now I'm sending
Kenya.
my strike stack to a Kenyan province where I detected a ground signature earlier while flying by. I've already planned the routes to capture provinces, including Zambia.
I don't understand the different colours on the map at the moment.
If possible, I recommend finishing wars before the day
This is all
update.
green.
This will
It's
help
not.
with morale growth by reducing the debuff
Maybe
for
it's like a
multiple
heat map.
wars. A new day has begun. I've successfully captured Zambia and sent a recon vehicle to scout Chad's forces. It turns out that Chad has level 3 motorized infantry. This is good news because Chad is spending rare materials to upgrade infantries instead of aircrafts. Kenya has placed infantry division on our border, but that won't help since I have a powerful elite attack aircraft stack. It's going to take some time to destroy this division.
So clearly he's not upgrading
I've
his
sent
motorised
several
infantry.
units by sea to Kenya's coastal cities to start capturing territory from there. This will be much faster than moving by land, especially since these cities are within the range of my strike units.
He's got quite a good air force already. And he's capable of defending himself with that air force.
My fighter has refueled, and now I'm sending the stack to bomb the city of Pemba. My aircraft can just reach the edge of Nairobi with
He's
its
got
patrol
stacks
range.
of
Perfect.
3 elite,
This will give me the
1
chance to
naval,
eliminate
1
the biggest threat to me,
superiority
which is
by
enemy
the-
aircraft, if any are present. I'm continuing my advance in Kenya. I rushed to attack the infantry in Mombasa, and my recon unit took unnecessary damage. But my strike stack is already on its way to help. The second stack is flying to
an air
bomb the
officer
capital,
as well.
Nairobi. Additionally, I've sent an infantry unit to the Ethiopian border.
Or
It's
is
a
that just
perfect
a
spot to
sniper
build
elite?
an airfield in case I decide to attack Ethiopia. Two days later, almost all of Kenya's provinces have been captured. I'll leave some units at the border with Chad, while the others will head to the capital to recover health. In the meantime, I've already started mobilizing a naval strike fighter in the capital. This is one of the key units in my strategy, so my capital will primarily focus on producing them.
So a naval strike fighter is good. We need to look into this.
I've likely built an airfield in this province. Now let's take a closer look at Chad. The only update is the construction of a level 3 army base. This is bad news because he is most likely building mobile SAM launchers there. Against such a strong opponent, preparation is crucial. It's important to predict what build he'll use.
See how he's
For
keeping an eye
players
on
who
all the
haven't
cities.
played many matches, you can check their stats to see what losses they've had. Most of us tend to use similar strategies, so it's highly likely that Chad will build the same units as in previous matches. As you can see, his losses include mobile anti-air, mobile SAM launchers, and gunships. Therefore, I need to prepare for the possibility of facing these units. Attacking in the jungle is very challenging, and it will take a long time to reach Chad's homeland cities. Since he has gunships, I'm planning to create a large stack with mobile anti-airs and recon vehicles, which will be difficult to attack with gunships. That's why I've researched and started mobilizing mobile anti-air.
Okay.
Finally, we move on to a confrontation with an interesting opponent. I've prepared everything I need. A large stack of mobile anti-airs and recon vehicles, 2 strike stacks, and a mixed fighter wing.
Sending it all in at one location.
There's also a radar in the back to monitor enemy movements. On the flank, I have a group of units ready to capture territory. I've just started researching 2nd level strike fighters, and I recently finished researching 3rd level air superiority fighters. Alright, let's begin the attack.
He knows
The
he's got
main
nothing
stack
ahead
will
of him
move
because
toward
of
the
the
nearest
radar.
homeland city. I'm also sending troops to capture provinces from the east.
Wow. He's got it all going on straight away.
I've sent my aircraft to patrol over the river. This will help avoid declaring war too soon. I plan to attack the airfield, so I want to shorten the time between declaring war and attacking. Once the enemy sees the war notification, he might react quickly and disrupt my plans. Update on Chad's constructions. He's building a level 4 army base and a level 2 air base. The war has been declared as my units cross the border. Now I'm sending all my aircraft to patrol over the airfield. The fighters will arrive first and provide intel on any defenses, whether it's ground units or aircraft. My scouts detected an air signature. Now I need to carefully approach and see what it is and which airfield it's coming from. Maybe I can trigger this target and destroy it while it's on the ground. It turned out to be a level 1 fighter wing, and it's taking off from the airfield.
He's going to patrol over it. But he's got
I pulled one naval air superiority fighter out of the group to avoid losing any of my units in the engagement. Now I'm flying within patrol range so the enemy strikes first. Usually, the first strike has lower alpha damage, so it's much better if the enemy attacks first. Contact established. As you can see, my wing lost nearly half of its health. Now I'm quickly sending 2 strike stacks to catch the fighters on the ground.
Nice. That's a good idea. Like micromanaging. You got to be on top of that. It's alright if you got the time to
split
do
my
this.
fighter wing into 2 parts because it won't survive another engagement with anti-air or enemy fighters.
So,
I sent them to scout what's in the city of Barbarity.
took loads of damage.
Boom. The fighters are destroyed. I sent my fighters to scout and detected a high signature with the radar. As we can see, the stack contains infantry and support units. This will be my next target. Now let's check the other cities. Besides that, there's a large division and grounded aircraft in the capital. All other cities are empty. First, I need to destroy the signature moving in my direction. That's my next task.
He's got a massive scope on what he can see coming in.
The signature turned out to be much closer than last time. Contact established.
Anti-air.
Each of my air stacks lost about 16 hit points, which means there's some anti-air present. I destroyed one motorized infantry and one mobile anti-air. Meanwhile, I've sent infantry to capture the empty provinces. Finally, on day 13, I've started mobilizing the National Guard.
What are you using them for?
Additionally, I'm building aircraft and radars in the cities.
You got AA aircraft.
Let's move on
radars.
to the second strike. The signature is still approaching me, but that's good because it means less flying distance.
Going in for
The
another
second
hit.
contact
Yep.
happened.
AA
I managed to destroy only one infantry. I'm constantly monitoring the health of my elite attack aircrafts. They're already down to 58 hit points. I need to be cautious and pull out one elite attack aircraft to avoid losing it.
Why does he keep pulling out aircraft?
On
Is
the
it
eastern flank, Chad has already started building an airfield.
damage per
I need to
one you
hurry and
send in?
destroy it. The enemy is clearly watching what's happening, so I must be ready for his countermeasures.
So if you send less in, less damage goes to the stack. Is that?
I just tried to check if my aircraft could reach the airfield. But it turns out that the range isn't enough because of the elite attack aircrafts. So to attack the airfield, I'll need to detach them. Now I'm preparing for the third strike. I decided to reconfigure my second stack a bit to avoid losing units and replaced one elite attack aircraft with a naval air superiority fighter.
Swap them out if he gets low HP. That's really good. I like his
The
micromanaging
unoccupied elite attack aircraft has been sent to destroy the
and the
airbase
way
in
he's using
Yaoundé.
aircraft. It's brilliant. Eye-opening.
Now I'm launching the third attack.
I've not really done much in the way of looking up videos for how to play or other people playing, so it's quite interesting to see.
I destroyed 2 infantries and 1 mobile anti-air. Meanwhile, the stack of remnants destroyed the airbase in Yaoundé.
Nice.
Here comes the fourth attack. The enemy decided to retreat, so I have to fly further. This time I destroyed another infantry and 1
Just
mobile
doing little
anti-air.
runs, just hitting them, and then
The
he'll go
news
back
finally
and heal.
reports that there's only a battalion left, meaning no more than 2 units. One more strike and it's over. Among the notifications, I saw that my infantry battalion was attacked by a gunship squadron. Judging by its position, it's clear the helicopter took off from the newly built airfield. So I sent 1 air stack to finish off the ground forces and another stack without elite attack aircrafts, with only units that have a large combat radius to patrol the airfield. I also sent a third stack to check what's in the city of Barbarity, making sure its patrol radius covers the retreating
So I
forces.
didn't even know they had
As a
different
result,
combat radiuses.
I managed to take down 1 infantry.
How good is that? I need to improve so much.
What luck! I immediately
He's done it.
destroyed the landed gunship squadron. Now it's time to capture the city of Bria. Just in case, I decided to launch an additional attack on the airfield to completely destroy it. After that, I sent my aircrafts back to my capital to recover their health. Chad destroyed the airfield using sabotage spies and is now flying over to check if there's any landed aircraft. A very smart
Filthy
move.
spies.
If I had left something there while I was offline, he could have destroyed my aircrafts with his helicopters and turned the tide of the war. I tried to catch that fighter with my fighter wing and mobile anti-air, but it was unsuccessful. He quickly flew back. Well played.
Please
A
micromanage.
large anti-air division is heading to liberate the city of Bria, so I decided to retreat. Unfortunately, I can't reach it from my current airfield. That's why I've started building 2 more airfields. Considering that Chad uses spies, an extra airfield won't hurt. My radar detected a ground signature approaching me. On the eastern flank, I'm circling around the anti-air division, hoping the enemy will split it to catch me.
No, what was that?
If he does, I could destroy it in parts. Otherwise, I won't have enough
This is
health
all
on
part
my
of the Security
aircrafts.
Council.
But the enemy didn't fall for my provocation. I've seen the composition of a massive recon division. Since Chad destroyed my airfield with spies, I have to use the airfield in the former Angolan capital, where I repaired the airbase. Luckily, from there, I can reach the division in barbarity.
We get a lot in a stack.
Expecting heavy health losses, I've already sent air stacks with no more than 2 units each.
Ah. Managing all your stacks to make sure they get the best out of them. It's really cool.
In the air raid, I managed to destroy 2 infantry units.
And notice how he's putting on his
The
combat
division began
radius
to retreat, and I
just
had to wait
inside
for
the
the
city
airfield
so
to be
he doesn't
built
go
to reach the
overlapping
capital.
it.
But in the meantime, I managed to capture the second homeland city. I've
Less
already
chance
weakened Chad's
being
economy
counted.
enough. Victory is near. I checked the city of Sad, and it's completely empty. It looks like Chad decided to either fully retreat or go into a defensive stance in the capital. By this time, the recon division has gone far, but fortunately, I can still reach it. Contact established. This time I destroyed 3 infantries and 1 recon vehicle.
Very nice. Notice how as soon as they're just getting there, and then they hit it, and then they
I
go.
checked another homeland city, and it turned out to be empty as well. I went to check what's currently in the capital. It looks like it's the remnants of a recon division. And most interestingly, they are boarding, which means I can try to destroy them in the air soon.
He's going to wait for him to go
The
up in the
division
air.
has started relocating. Boom. I destroyed 2 infantry and 1 recon vehicle. Soon after, my radar detected a ground signal. It's most likely the anti-air division from Bria. I'm sending an infantry unit to plot a route to the capital and see which path he's following. No doubt, that's the one. Additionally, a new signature appeared in the capital. Some new unit has been built, and I need to find out what it is. It turned out to be a support unit, most likely anti-air.
Yep.
But I got too relaxed, and the anti-air attacked my fighters, resulting in the loss of 1 naval air superiority fighter.
Yeah, he went too far in.
There's actually a positive side to this. I learned exactly when the anti-air activates in this match. It always triggers at the same time, and later I'll use this information to avoid
Is it?
anti-air during air raids.
Huh.
To make things worse, I didn't decide to attack this unit and let the division pass. Later, I tried attacking it in the air after it boarded, but I failed and ended up losing 1 strike fighter. The best decision here would have been to destroy the anti-air in the capital first, then wait for the division to board and attack it in flight. Later, when I captured the capital, I saw there was a mobile SAM launcher. That explains a lot. I got too relaxed. A terrible misplay.
I do prefer mobile SAMs.
A night later, most of Chad's territory had been captured, but the war with him was far from over, even though the main part was finished. Chad remained active for a long time, continuing to capture territory. I've never encountered a player who didn't give up for so long. My respect.
Absolutely.
We'll cover the confrontation with the rest of the coalition in the next part. See you soon.
Most people do just quit once you lost that much land. You'd just be over. That's good. Right, we're going to be moving on to part 3 then.
Welcome to the 3rd part of the Namibia campaign. For 3 days while I was
Confrontation with
offline,
Algeria
my
as well.
infantry successfully captured Chad's territory and reached the borders of my next enemy, Algeria. Morocco liberated several of Chad's provinces and, worst of all, destroyed my National Guard. This cannot go unpunished. I've started researching submarines because I saw in the news that the American coalition has a lot of cruisers. If they rely only on cruisers, even my basic submarines can handle them. Additionally, this opens up opportunities to research elite submarines.
This guy knows the stats. The fact
The
that he
defense
knows
of my
that
coastal
everything
city is
has
still
a
weak,
counter
and it needs to be strengthened as soon as possible.
and what it is really good.
My Air Force, determined to seek revenge, is already rushing to strike Morocco's territory. I've sent my troops to gather in a strategic province on the border with Algeria. I'll most likely launch the attack from there. Now I've taken a look at Morocco's constructions. Nothing dangerous, except for a level 2 airbase. This means I can bomb Morocco's signatures near me without any hindrance. Meanwhile, Chad hasn't given up and continues playing. He's currently capturing Greece.
Oh man, decent.
My 3-strike air stacks are ready to attack Morocco's signatures. Additionally, I have a fighter wing for defense.
Got a lot of troops.
Let's
going
begin the
on.
attack.
I like how he's editing these planes to go straight over. Speeding
In
up
one
time.
strike I managed to destroy
cool.
4 infantries and a towed artillery. Now let's finish off the remaining infantry battalion and move
Considering
on to the
this
next
guy's
signature.
only just started on YouTube, guys, the editing is really
On my
good.
territory I'm already
I like
building
it.
a level 3 naval base and a level 3 army base, where I'll produce mobile SAM launchers or special forces if needed. Additionally, in Francistown, planes are constantly being mobilized. Next attack. I destroyed 1 combat recon vehicle, and then the second signature lost
I
3
assume
more
he's using like
infantries.
hotkeys to turn them back straight away.
It's time to assess Algeria's constructions. He has level 2 air bases, level 2 and level 3 army bases, a level 4 naval base, and an airfield near my border. That will be the first target for scouting or attacking. I started researching special forces but later cancelled and initiated mobile SAM launcher research. Back to our signatures. I finally finished off the first target, the last infantry. The
He's
second
good
target
SAS.
didn't take long either. After the first strike, 2 infantries were destroyed, and after the second, it was all over. The next day, my ground forces and airfields on the Algerian border are ready, my air forces have been relocated, and radars are providing intel on enemy movements.
Really like the way this guy
Everything is
searches
set
everything
for the
before he goes
invasion.
in anywhere. I should really do that. 'cause
The
I just
invasion
end up
begins.
throwing troops away.
First I sent my air forces, including the fighter wing, to patrol the nearest airfield. Almost always, the key objective of the first attack is to destroy the enemy's air forces. After that, dealing with ground forces becomes just a matter of time. As usual, the fighters go first to provide me with initial intel and protect against enemy air units if they are on patrol. In addition, I've plotted a route for my infantry to capture
Look at all
territories.
that.
I always try to capture in a way that leaves no enemy provinces behind.
This guy's pro.
This helps during air raids because the enemy
Very
won't
good.
be able to see the composition and number of my air stacks when they fly over his provinces.
He's got such a mixture of units.
My fighter wing detected multiple split infantry groups and landed aircraft. Algeria essentially handed me a gift, as I can destroy these split infantry groups much faster.
Okay, he's only just going in. He's going to clip them.
In one strike I destroyed 10 infantries and demolished the
Oh
airfield.
my god.
Now the aircraft can't escape, and I
10
can attack
infantry.
freely. I left one fighter wing patrolling the area to intercept any air signatures that might still be headed to the destroyed airfield. And I sent the second wing to scout another airfield on former Malian territory. Suddenly I spotted Chad's gunship wing.
Chad is back.
He's heading to Cairo, possibly planning to attack me from there. I need to stay alert. The next air raid. I destroyed 2 fighters,
I love
1
that Chad
tank,
hasn't given
2
up.
combat recon vehicles, and 4 infantries. Meanwhile, at another airfield I found more landed aircrafts. I sent 1 strike stack to take care of it.
God, this guy
In the
really
meantime,
is
my
sweaty.
infantry is advancing deeper into
He
Algerian
is all
territory,
over
leaving
it.
no enemy provinces behind. My fighter wing went to scout the nearest homeland city. It turned out to be empty, so we move on. The next city
everything.
was also empty. Now let's check the capital. It
So-
surely can't be undefended. Before reaching it, my fighters detected an air contact. Judging by its slow speed, these are ground troops.
Slow speed.
So I decided not to waste time and attack them immediately before they could land. Destroying enemy ground troops in the air is a great way to save time and preserve my aircraft's health.
Oh,
It turned out to be just one infantry. The optimal move
How
here
does he
would have been
know
to
that?
pull out one fighter from the group and attack
This
with only
guy
that
has
one,
got some
leaving the other
skills.
3 available for further actions. But
He knew
now
that
they're
was
all
ground.
returning for refueling.
he knows the
I
speed of ground
started
infantry in
researching
the
level
sky.
4 strike fighters.
The hell?
This is a crucial step. After this, I'll be able to research level 2 elite attack aircraft and level 2 naval strike fighters. With them, I'll be practically unbeatable. Now let's move on to the third air raid. I destroyed the last air superiority fighter and 2 infantries. All that's left is a large tank division. My fighter wing refueled and returned to scouting.
Oh,
The capital was defended by a single cruiser. I'll deal with it later. Now let's check the level
gonna
2
bring
air
your
base
subs
in the
around?
city of Oran. There were also landed aircrafts there, but I won't touch them for now.
look at him scouting. Only just enough.
Meanwhile, the third strike stack is approaching the city of Bamako.
All these elite aircraft
immediately
own the
destroyed
strike
one gunship.
stacks, right?
I'll redirect it to deal with the tank division. In the next air raid, I managed to destroy 2 infantries. The news shows that the tank division lost 1 infantry. This means at least 3 units remain in it. It could take some time. My recon division got close enough to determine the composition of the tank division. Fortunately, it's almost destroyed. Suddenly, I saw in the notifications that one of my coastal city was attacked by an Algerian cruiser. Luckily, the cruiser isn't a problem. We'll take care of it quickly.
It's not?
2 of my
Cruiser's not
air
a
stacks
problem.
are already on their way. Each of them deals about 16 hit points of damage to ships.
Whoa.
This means it will take a maximum of 4 attacks to destroy 1 cruiser. Anti-air isn't a problem since its range is only 50. I don't even need to bother avoiding the anti-air and can simply attack with a patrol.
Oh, really?
My radar detected another naval contact in the Mediterranean Sea moving toward the city of Benghazi. I sent a fighter wing to check it out. But judging by the speed, it's most likely ships. First cruiser is dead. And there is still 1 left.
Outranging it.
I'm
That's
continuing to make quick progress into Algeria and Morocco. Sometimes I switch to the topographic map to avoid mountains and capture more territories faster. I'll capture the mountains later.
awesome. Oh, this is like showing mountains and stuff.
I'm also
I see.
deliberately sending troops toward homeland cities. As needed, I'll build airfields there to destroy the enemy and quickly move ground troops. In the notifications, I saw that the second naval contact is also a cruiser. I'll deal with it soon. Near the city of Accra, my National Guard came under artillery fire. Since it's just artillery without other units, I can effectively attack it with air superiority fighters so that I don't have to divert my air force from more important targets. The first Algerian homeland city has been captured. Let's keep moving.
Nice. Demolish everything. I've got to keep remembering
A
to
little
do
time
that.
skip. I've already plotted routes across all of Northwest
Notice he's
Africa.
moving his whole
The
army
artillery
up.
and the first cruiser have been destroyed.
As you do towards your front line, but
All of Algeria's cities have
What
been
about
cleared,
behind?
only the aircrafts in Oran remain. Suddenly, I noticed that an Algerian
There.
infantry officer had begun disembarking in the city of Luanda.
he's got enough jets so he can make his way back.
I don't want to
Get rid
lose
of
this
them.
city because it has an airbase.
He's got an officer.
I immediately sent all available aircrafts that can reach the officer while he's disembarking. For those who don't know, when troops are disembarking, the damage they receive is much higher, and now I'll demonstrate that
Ah.
for you.
Did not know that.
Meanwhile, I've sent a fighter wing with strike units with a long combat radius to the city of Oran to attack the aircrafts they're using a patrol. The report shows there's a fighter squadron. No real threat.
Interesting.
Now back to the officer. I decided to redirect an infantry unit passing by to the city in case my planes can't destroy him while he's disembarking. My infantry will buy time and defend the city from falling. Let's take a closer look at this episode. First up is the naval strike fighter with a damage of 5. The officer lost 14 hit points in the encounter, a remarkable difference.
Nice editing, man. This is cool.
By the way, troops during disembarking can also be attacked by submarines. Does this mean they have both naval and ground signatures at the same time? Who knows? Next up is the wing and the fighter squadron. They also dealt significant damage. But we can't calculate the exact proportion, there's probably some randomness involved. Now comes the striker wing. It attacks the officer after he disembarks, so the damage is lower than the base value. Whenever ground troops encounter air units for the first time, the air units deal less damage than their alpha strike.
Done.
That's why I always recommend being very cautious when disembarking. Protect your troops with anti-air or maybe even frigates and avoid splitting them into many small battalions. It's better to keep them in one group. Finally, my elite attack aircraft squadron finishes the job.
Nice.
The notifications show that I've destroyed 1 infantry and a fighter. Now Algeria can be captured without any issues. The only obstacle is new mobilizations in the cities. 12 hours later. In Northwest Africa, only the outskirts remain to be captured. Additionally, I've already relocated my air force to the former Algerian capital and am destroying the remaining Moroccan troops in their homeland cities. I've already destroyed 2 gunships, a rotary wing officer and air mobile infantry. Now I've sent my air force to check if there are any troops in Spain. Also, I've sent infantry to capture Morocco's remaining provinces and cities. The African part will soon be completely under my control.
Hell yeah.
It's always very important to capture territories as quickly as possible and plot routes for infantry so they don't overlap. This helps boost the economy faster.
Okay, good to know.
Now let's see how Chad is doing. He continues to capture Turkey and I still feel threatened by him. So I need to try to destroy his forces. I've already built an airfield in advance and gathered my air force there. Now I'm sending several stacks to check what's in the captured cities. Usually players station 1 infantry unit there to stabilize morale. That's what I'm looking for. In Antalya, I destroyed 1 infantry and detected a naval signal. I'll return later to check it. In the city of Izmir, my strike stack attacked an artillery battalion. I'll need to go back there. In the second attack, I destroyed the artillery.
I'm just checking out what this...
I sent 1 naval air superiority fighter to check the naval signature and it turned out to be Greece. I'll leave him for now. After that, I sent a fighter to check Cairo. It might have Chad's landed helicopters, but the city was empty. I finished off the last infantry in Izmir. I initiated level 2 naval strike fighter research. Now my planes with a long combat radius are heading to attack Chad's anti-air division in Ankara.
Researching them.
I can afford to lose some HP since I have no other targets. After the attack, I'll send the planes to the hospital. The main thing is not to lose units. Recovering health isn't a problem. In the air raid, I only destroyed 1 infantry. I immediately pulled out 1 naval strike fighter from a stack so it wouldn't be destroyed by the anti-air, and after that I sent them for healing. Thanks to this, all my planes survived.
Yeah, I'm not sure on that whole thing.
2 days later, all of Africa had been captured, but someone declared war on me and started taking over former African colonies in Europe. The continuation of this story and more will be in the final episode.
Holy moly.
See you soon.
This guy's really good, guys. Do check him out. All the links will be in the description below, as always.
Welcome to the final part of the Namibia campaign. As I mentioned earlier, Poland has started taking over former African colonies in Europe and has also declared war on me and now trying to capture my new territories as well. Fortunately, this happened recently and he hasn't managed to cause any damage yet. A quick glance shows he has troops in Marseille and I believe he's using helicopters from that airfield. I've started researching level 4 air superiority fighters. I recommend upgrading your air units as quickly as possible even if it means mobilization will cost more. The upgrade significantly boosts unit stats which reduces losses. Additionally, I started researching level 2 submarines but then cancelled and switched to elite submarines. My air forces are already on the move.
So it upgrades the air force above all else. Part of them is heading to
Algeria to monitor the previously mentioned airfield while the other part will be hunting infantries in recently captured Polish cities in Europe. I'll show you how it's done shortly. Now let's take a closer look at Poland's constructions. He already has several level 2 air bases and level 4 and level 2 naval bases. He likely has both ships and aircraft. Now it's finally time to attack. The first stack went to attack the National Guard in France. Others are checking cities where morale is below 34 points. It's obvious that players leave infantry in captured cities. These are the targets I can easily find and destroy. Even hunting for such seemingly minor targets reduces the enemy's military potential.
That's awesome.
He spent time and resources mobilizing the National Guard, and if I destroy it, I'll stop him from capturing new territories.
So you can kill the enemy unit that's in there,
it took
and
just
it'll
one strike to
destabilize
destroy
the
the
morale.
first infantry and then the second one. After that, I sent my air forces to check other cities. Meanwhile, the National Guard in France was also destroyed with one attack. I sent the fourth stack to check a province that Poland had just captured. It was clear there had to be infantry and I was right. Unfortunately, my stack's attack power wasn't enough to destroy him. I'll come back for him later. Now Rome is next. I destroyed one infantry and one combat recon vehicle in a single strike. And that's another National Guard unit down.
Hell yeah. Taking them apart.
After that, I returned to finish off the remaining National Guard in France and destroyed him. I also tried to cover the city of Nevers with my patrol radius to destroy the insurgents there and save time in the future. My radar detected a naval contact and now I'm moving my air force to deal with it.
Awesome. What we got?
Combat happened. My stack of naval strike fighters took very little damage, which means it's not dangerous. I can safely attack. Part of my air forces is already being relocated to a new airfield on the Spain-France border. From there I'll be able to reach both the naval contact and Poland's airfields. Attacks 2 and 3 went smoothly.
Look at that, barely in, can't even see it. Get my
and
way
with the
there.
fourth attack I destroyed a cruiser.
Oh, nice. He knew it wasn't going to make it that far.
Now let's move on to more serious operations. Several of my air stacks are flying to check the airfield near Brussels. I intentionally split off my elite attack aircrafts, anticipating that their short combat radius wouldn't be enough for my goals. They will clear out any nearby forces if there are any. Meanwhile, another air wing is flying to check the airfield near Palermo, which Poland has just started building. Back to Brussels. As always, I sent several strike stacks accompanied by wings of air superiority fighters, which will protect me from other fighters and provide reconnaissance.
Okay, that's why you always send them
The
together.
fighters detected unprotected landed aircraft on the airfield. My attacks didn't take long, and I destroyed the first helicopter, then the second. Since I destroyed the airfield, I immediately redirected the fighter wings to check another airfield near Switzerland.
Oh yeah.
Now let's take a closer look at the report. As we can see, I attacked a wing and then a squadron. Therefore, there's only one helicopter left on the airfield. I can finish it off with my fighters. Back to Palermo. My strike stack attacked a gunship wing and destroyed one gunship. The news reported that the wing lost one helicopter, which means there are at least 3 more left. I noticed that Brazil built an airfield on an island west of Africa. Now I'm flying to check if there are any troops there. Even if there are, I won't interfere with the American coalition, which consists of Bolivia, Brazil, Argentina, and the USA. This way I'll know where they're preparing to attack me from. Plus, I won't have to sail to them myself to destroy their troops. I'll just wait for them here. I finished off the last remaining helicopter on the destroyed airfield and sent my fighters to check what's in the city of Calais. As we can see from the news, I'm winning the war.
You can smash
but it's also worth noting that Poland destroyed one of my infantries. Back to the city of Palermo. I already destroyed the airfield last time, so I can attack without fear that the aircraft will escape. In this air raid, I destroyed 2 more gunships. My infantry got close enough to spot a cruiser near the city of La Coruña. I destroyed it just as easily as the other lone cruisers in this match. Here 2 of my striker wings are flying to destroy the airfield near Switzerland. There was nothing there, but it needs to be destroyed to prevent Poland from suddenly counterattacking me. I finished off the last helicopter on the airfield near Palermo.
Very nice.
Now let's move on to the next air raid on Chad. In the first airstrike I managed to destroy 2 helicopters, 1 fighter and 1 infantry. And that's not all. According to the news, there's still a wing of fighters left.
The wing, yeah. If it lost
As for
one,
the situation at home, I've already researched elite submarines and put them in the mobilization queue. My research of level 4 air superiority fighter is nearing completion. Next up are warheads, which will unlock the possibility of researching cruise missiles and perhaps a satellite.
Nice.
3 hours have passed. Let's check the reports. I managed to finish off 3 helicopters and Chad's last fighter. Meanwhile, in the rankings I hold a leading and even dominant position. Poland has joined the American coalition, so he can share information about me with his new allies.
Yep.
I periodically check the Brazilian airfield, but so far nothing has changed.
He's getting out there before they see him.
Another day has passed.
Oh, what's this?
I now have 1 special forces unit. I'll use it to reveal Poland's troop compositions in the cities he's captured.
Yeah, look, he's got his troop right in there. Look.
In Europe, the United Kingdom has started capturing territories. The air signal also belongs to him. I've initiated research on the theater defense system. As a precaution, I recommend that everyone starts building anti-missile defenses around the 20th day in case of missile attacks.
That's a good idea.
The reports show that I'm systematically destroying Poland's National Guard one by one. I've also sent infantry to capture a small patch of Serbian territory. The only thing I'm missing here is a radar. 5 hours later, I found another wing of helicopters and fighters in the Polish city of Krakow and attacked it. I've also cleared the remaining parts of Serbia, destroying a total of 6 infantry and 1 combat recon vehicle. And 3 hours later, I'm attacking a large National Guard division in Serbia. The helicopter wing in Krakow has finally been destroyed. The artillery I encountered along the way was also eliminated. The National Guard division turned out to be larger than expected. In the next attack, I managed to destroy 2 infantry. After another attack, the next infantry was taken out, though several still remain. As for the situation at home, elite submarines and elite attack aircrafts are currently being mobilized. I'm not wasting resources on units I don't need at this stage of the game, like infantry. Additionally, I'm building a level 5 arms industry in a city producing electronics, which is a key resource for me right now. I'm also preparing a level 5 army base for the theater defense systems.
So you get it for 1.
Meanwhile, in Europe, I noticed that a United Kingdom infantry was stuck in my province. So I decided to give him right of way so he could move it out.
Just trying to keep him
in the next
silent
attack,
for a minute.
I destroyed 2 more National Guards. According to the news, there's only a battalion left, which means the end is near. Moreover, you can see the losses between me and Poland. I'm clearly winning.
Yeah.
The next day it finally
20,000.
happened. The American coalition made its move, and a Bolivian tank division sailed into one of my homeland cities. I chose not to stop it with my submarines, in case there were more units following. I sent my air force and submarines to attack this division. And of course, I destroyed it without any issues.
Nice.
After that, I decided to return my air force to West Africa. Most likely, the American coalition will attack from there soon.
Always keeps them flying as well.
5 hours later I logged back in and found that Bolivian units were flying over my territory.
Oh,
They were headed for an airfield near Denmark, which belongs to Poland. Moreover, 2 heavy bombers had already made it through. Fortunately, I had left 1 fighter wing on duty in Europe. I sent my fighters to deal with the intruders in my airspace. The 1st infantry was destroyed.
This is intense.
And the 2nd didn't last long flying over my territory either.
This guy's just amazing.
A little earlier near the Brazilian airfield, I had spotted a large US task force consisting of 3 cruisers and about 10 ground
Keeping
units.
a constant eye on
The
everything.
total health of this group was over 400. So I sent many of my wings with naval strikers to attack them.
He's under attack.
In my opinion,
Insurgents.
cruisers are one of the most overrated units in this game. They are vulnerable to literally everything: aircraft, missiles, and submarines. To protect them, you need sonar and frigates, and their levels need to be upgraded as well. That's just too many expenses. However, it's worth mentioning that cruisers can be useful if there aren't any players in the match who know how to deal with them. Meanwhile,
Good to
I
know.
decided to check the airfield near Denmark where the Bolivian troops were headed.
Cruisers aren't really much good.
Unfortunately, I
They're
only have
vulnerable to
footage from
everything.
my phone. For
Unless you
this,
got high
I
level
sent
frigates.
1 wing of fighters and elite attack aircrafts.
We've got this little mini screen
Just look
going
at these
on down
attack
here as
stats. They're amazing.
well. Whoa.
At the airfield, I spotted Polish aircraft that had landed and a few corvettes nearby. Unfortunately, I didn't manage to attack because I was trying to extend my patrol radius to cover some naval signals as well, and as a result, the helicopters flew away.
Oh no.
Luckily, I still had fighters, so I immediately sent them into the attack. As
Look
you
at
can
these
see, I
strikers
managed to
doing all their
destroy
runs,
2 helicopters,
trashing
and
that
2 more
unit.
remain. But I know where they will be, so taking them out won't be a problem. Later, I returned for the remaining helicopters and destroyed 1. I finished it off afterward and also took out the 2 corvettes. Now let's get back to the cruisers. It took many attacks, but I managed to destroy everything without losing a single unit.
Wow. Very nice.
2 days later I discovered that the city near the Brazilian airfield had been captured by the USA. I immediately sent my special forces there to identify the composition of his troops. In addition, I detected a naval contact near the coastline. To investigate, I dispatched a wing of fighters. Meanwhile, my fully restored air force is heading toward West Africa.
He's been healing them. Right.
As for my forces, I now have 3 elite submarines. This number should be enough to stop nearly any invasion. Let's now take a look at the newspaper events. As you can see, on the 24th day, the USA proposed an attack against me.
Don't touch
Moreover,
me.
his coalition threatened to attack if I didn't agree to join them. Let's see how their
He's
attack
like,
will play out.
Namibia. He's like, don't touch me.
It's also mentioned that Afghanistan has initiated a chemical weapons program,
Oh.
which means anti-missile defense systems are a must-have.
I never read the news. I really should. We're learning
My
a lot
fighters
here,
finally
guys.
approached the
Taking it
naval
all
signal.
in.
And it turned out to be
Whoa.
2 Brazilian cruisers. It seems yesterday's attack didn't teach him anything.
He's so good with his planes.
A little
That's
later,
nuts.
these 2 cruisers positioned themselves near 2 of my coastal cities. In the city captured by the USA, I discovered only an infantry division, which I will soon destroy. Meanwhile in Europe, morale in my cities has risen enough for me to send infantry to capture more territories and finish the match. But of course, I won't do that. I'm curious to see how the American coalition's invasion of Africa will play out.
He wants to see the fight.
Currently, my position on the leaderboard, and consequently my economy, is so much stronger than the others that I can afford to keep playing until I've destroyed all enemy units.
Yep.
Essentially, there's nothing threatening me. Now let's move on to clearing my coastline of naval vessels. I declared war on Brazil and attacked the cruiser.
Dealing with him straight away.
I also sent 2 wings of elite attack aircrafts to attack the USA Infantry Division. It's not a dangerous target, but it would be very annoying if his infantry started capturing my territories, so it must be eliminated first. -3 infantries after the first attack.
He's gone out scouting again, find it.
My air force successfully reached the airfield, and now we'll start damaging the second cruiser.
He's got bringing something into that city up there.
Returning to the first one,
They're trying to land.
I
in all
attacked it
sorts
with
of places.
patrol and clicked the attack button just in case it moves out of my radar's range, so I wouldn't lose it.
You don't often do that. Usually
USA
just
split
patrols.
his infantry battalion and sent it to capture territories. In fact, this only sped up their destruction. My elite attack aircrafts destroyed the USA infantries, and my National Guard went to restore my borders.
Hell yeah. What are we looking at down there?
I attacked the Brazilian cruiser for the third and final time.
Smash them cruisers. Easy. Easy pickings.
Now all attention is focused on the second cruiser.
So he's going to smash that one.
It has already taken 2 more hits.
Jets seem to be like the
Pulled
best
out
thing
my
to
elite
have.
attack aircrafts
like a
from the strike
mixture.
wing to extend its range
We
to
need
the
to have a
Brazilian
look at all the
airfield.
stats of all the
The
naval
enemy
stuff
likely
and see what
moved
the difference
forces
actually
there,
is.
possibly even aircrafts.
He's using them
We'll
to
find
scout.
out soon enough.
He's ASFs. Makes sense.
The fourth attack on the second cruiser ends its journey.
Boom.
Near Warsaw, my anti-air battalion encountered a lone flying helicopter. I didn't move into its patrol range but positioned the battalion so that my AA's range touched the edge of the helicopter's patrol. It would take quite a few attacks to destroy it,
Look at
but
that.
I
You can
managed
see
to
the
do it.
patrol area. What a legend.
Let's return once again to the Brazilian airfield. So much has already happened near it that this episode could be called the Battle of the Brazilian Airfield. I attacked it once more and destroyed 4 infantries.
He was smart to
Soon
wait here
after,
for him.
I noticed a naval signal peacefully, or perhaps not so peacefully, passing by the coast of West Africa. Naturally, I sent my planes to check it out. It turned out to be a Brazilian division.
Oh, they're going to die.
I decided to attack it instead of the airfield. First, because it was closer, and second, because I had already destroyed the airfield, and there was no threat from there anymore. Not long after, another naval signal appeared. I sent a wing of fighters to check it out.
Probably more troops coming in. Yeah, they're trying to raid.
Of course, it turned out to be another Brazilian division. I couldn't pass up the opportunity to attack 2 divisions at once and sent my entire air force to take care of the task.
God, he's got one hell of an air force.
It only took 3 attacks before the Brazilian troops were
The
sent to the bottom to
maneuverability
feed
alone
Namibian
is
sharks.
fantastic. He can respond so fast. He's dealt with them.
Do you think that was the end? Not at all.
They keep coming.
Soon after, another naval signal appeared, and I sent my strikers to investigate.
How long have we got?
My planes
Couple
boldly
minutes.
attacked it right away. That means it was an enemy. But honestly, what else could I have expected? The report said I attacked a tank division, so I could continue attacking without any issues. My fighters moved in closer and discovered that the division consisted of 15 units. It would be great to destroy it in the water and not let it disembark in a coastal city, especially since no one was stopping me. Let's take a look at the footage and fast forward.
Bang, bang, bang. Oh, this is great.
My fighter wing detected another naval contact near the Brazilian airfield.
He's constantly
It turned out to
used
be
them
another
to destroy the
Brazilian
other lot.
division,
Oh.
but this time it only consisted of 4 units. Compared to the
USA
previous
as well.
ones, it wasn't even serious. In addition, there was still some landed Brazilian aircraft at the airfield. Now that target deserved my attention. I sent 2 of my strike wings to take care of it.
He always prioritizes taking out Air Force or anything that might destroy his. Which makes sense.
I managed to destroy 5 more infantry units and 1 drone. Another airstrike on the division near the city of Conakry. Meanwhile, I noticed in the news that the drone was part of a fighter wing. That means there's still something valuable left there.
Something valuable. What's he going to go for?
Now
Oh,
only
little
5
stack
units
trying to
remained in the
land.
division.
Blast him.
And soon, just 3. I kept attacking the division.
They're never going to land.
In the end, only 1 unit managed to survive until disembarking. Soon, it would join the Namibian sharks as well. We are approaching the end of this battle in this match. I want to thank everyone who watched this episode to the end, even though it was long. But there was nothing unnecessary in it. Honestly, this was one of my easiest solo campaigns in Con.
Easiest?
I hope I managed to entertain you and share some knowledge about the game mechanics and strategy. I invite everyone to comment on how you like my format of presenting the material in highlights and detailed battle breakdowns. Feel free to share what you liked or didn't like. I'll try to take everything into account for the future.
Holy moly. Alright guys, well, that has been the
To
playthrough
wrap
of Con
things up,
Sweaty.
let's take a look at the losses.
That was
The war
really
wasn't
good,
long,
4 parts.
so Brazil's losses totaled only 30,000 and the USA lost 20,000.
Look how many he's killed.
No further actions were taken by the American coalition. Bolivia only messaged me, saying that I could get the points I needed for victory, and they wouldn't stand in my way. See you in the next video.
This guy is brilliant, guys. Make sure you follow him. Go over to con_sweaty. The links will be in the descriptions below. We'll pause that. Yeah, this has been fantastic. I think it's eye-opening for me. Hopefully it has been for you. And maybe we can sort out playing with Con Sweaty at some point and getting him on the team for an episode or 2. Thank you very much for watching, guys. If you have enjoyed it, please do drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel for more daily content. Don't forget to head over to con_sweaty. Links are below. And I'll see you in the next one, guys. Take care. The dude is out.